Good morning, students. Now it's time for your grammar class and look at the book. This is your grammar book. Know your grammar 3. So today we will be starting with a new chapter. That is the first chapter, and the first chapter is sentences. Now look, what is sentence? A sentence is a group of words that is meaningful when written in the proper order. If a sentence that is imagine you read a sentence and if it has a meaning and if it has a meaning, then it's a complete sentence. Or otherwise, sometimes we read a sentence that doesn't gets us any meaning. That is not a sentence. That is an incomplete sentence. So if a sentence, it is a group of words when it is written in proper order and has meaning, that is called a sentence. A sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop or a question mark or an exclamation mark. This always remember, a sentence always starts with a capital letter. And the most important thing, a sentence has two parts. Whenever you read a sentence, if the sentence has two parts and if you get a full answer to your question, that is called a complete sentence. Sentence has two parts, that is the subject and the predicate. Now what do you mean by predicate? Predicate, first let us explain what is subject. The first part of the sentence is the subject. It tells us who the person, place, animal or thing is, about whom the sentence is. Like when we read the first sentence, when we read the first word, we understand that this sentence is about particular person, place, animal or thing. Okay, that is called the subject. And what is predicate? The predicate is the second part of the sentence and it tells us about what the subject is doing, what the action is done about the particular, what subject is doing. It is related to the what action is subject doing. That is related, that is known as a predicate. That is why this part of the sentence always, the second part, that is the predicate part, always has a verb to it. It is always has a verb to it. Now look at the example. The dogs are roaming on the street. So what about in this sentence, about whom we are talking? We are talking about the dogs. So that is the subject. And what we are talking about the dogs, that is the predicate, and this is that they are roaming on the street. They are roaming on the street. And now here the verbs are roaming and objects is on the street. So the predicate part, that is the second part of the sentence, that is the predicate. It tells us about the action related to the subject and it has two parts, the verb and the object. Frogs live in the pond. This sentence tells us about the frogs and the predicate live in the pond. Sometimes the predicate can have more than one object in the sentence. Now look at the sentence, Rahul gave the book to me. Here, about whom we are talking about Rahul. What action is done by Rahul? He gave the book to me. So here the verb is the gave, and the object is the book and to me. This is the object. So in this sentence, the predicate has one verb and two object. Now look at the sentence, Sneha is playing badminton with her friend. The subject is Sneha and predicate is playing and the object is badminton and with her friend. This is the object. Now look at the exercise. Rearrange the jumbled words to make meaningful sentences. Now look at rearrange the jumbled words to make meaningful sentences. The first one is Rome is in Europe. The right answer is Rome is in Europe. Number 2, Sam gave a gift to Robert. Next, the ship sank in the storm. Number 4, the baby blew air into the balloon. Number 5, the fox is a clever animal. Number 6, Mrs. Jackson made a cold dessert. Number 7, the mother put some flowers in the vase. Number 8, Florence cleaned the dirty floor. Now look at B. Underline the subject and predicate and circle the predicate. Raul eats fruits every day. So we are talking about whom? We are talking about Raul, and what action he is doing? He is eats fruits every day. This is the predicate. Number 2, Uncle Bob closed the door. So we are talking about Uncle Bob. This is the subject, and what action he is doing? He is closing the door. That is close the door. So that is the predicate. I live in a brick house. So here we are talking about I, and what is talking about I lived in the brick house. My shoes have blue laces. We are talking about my shoes. This is the subject, and what is we are talking about the shoes, that it has blue laces. Number 5, the boy rode a bus. We are talking about the boy, that is the subject, and what action he is doing, he rode a bus. So this is the predicate. Now look at page number 7. Match the subject to its suitable predicate. Look at the book and do this as homework. The worksheet that I will be giving you all should all be done in your notebook. The camel, the first is the shape of the desert. The octopus has 8 arms. The peacock is the national bird of India. A car has 4 wheels. Jupiter is the largest planet. Oil floats on water. The pyramids are in Egypt. The Ganges is a holy river. A rainbow has 7 colors. Now see, look at number D. Give each subject a suitable predicate with the help of a given picture. Now see, this one I will be giving you as homework. Now think the sentence of your own. You are enough grown up to write a sentence of your own. So this D is completely will be done by you. Now look at types of sentence. There are different types of sentences. What are they? Simple sentences. So what are simple sentences? Sentences that give information or provide facts are simple sentences. They are also called declarative sentences. So simple sentences are also known as declarative sentences. Simple sentences are always end with a full stop. So all these points has to be remembered. Simple sentences is known as declarative sentence, and they always end with a full stop. For example, the sun sets in the west, full stop. The peacock is a beautiful bird, full stop. The butter was in the fridge, full stop. Question sentences. Sentences that ask questions are question sentences. This is very easy. You must all be knowing. Whenever we ask a question, that question, whenever that has a question mark at the end, is known as a question sentences. They are also called interrogative sentences. Question sentences always end with a question mark. So I am repeating, simple sentences are known as declarative sentences, and they always end with a full stop. Question sentences are also called interrogative sentences, and they always end with a question mark. Now look at the example. Whose ball is this? What are you searching? Where is your friend? Also these sentences, they end with a question mark. Now do the command sentences. Sentences that give orders or commands or make requests are command sentences. They are also called imperative sentences. Command sentences always end with a full stop. So simple sentences and command sentences, they both end with a full stop. But you have to understand the sentences. You have to understand what the sentence is talking about. When we are telling about, if we are giving information about a particular thing, that the sky is blue in color, the ball is red, the rose is red in color. So these we are giving the information. So that, and the sentences that end with full stop, that sentences, they are simple sentences, and they are also called declarative sentences. Whereas the command sentence, go and keep your books on the table, go and take your bath. So we are giving order, we are commanding. When you tell your mother, Mama, I am feeling hungry, give me some food to eat. So you are telling your mother to give you, requesting your mother to give you food. So all these commands, like requesting or giving orders or commands, that are called sentences, are called command sentences, and they also end with a full stop. Exclamatory, like command sentences, look, show me your notebooks, open the window, please get me a glass of water. All these are command sentences. Now look at the exclamatory sentences that express emotions are called exclamatory sentences. They always end with the exclamatory mark. Look at the exclamatory mark is like this. For example, you are adorable, ice creams are my favorite, happy birthday Ami. So all these sentences that give emotions, that are connected with emotions, and they end with an exclamatory mark. These exclamation mark, these are called exclamatory sentences. Now look at the book. Look at the picture. This. The first one is the witch has a curved nose. Now look at the second, the comb. It's a picture of a comb. You can write down the comb is red in color. This is a clown. The clown makes us laugh. A simple sentence. Rose is red in color. Ice cream. The ice cream is very yummy. The ship. The ship sails in water. These are some. You have to construct simple sentences with the given picture. Now look at the next one. Complete the sentences for each question. Each sentence. Complete the question for each sentence. I live in Mumbai, Malvik Road. Where do you live? Jolly's pet is a rabbit. What is Jolly's pet? I am happy because my grandmother has come. Question that you will construct is, why are you happy? The answer, I am happy because my grandmother has come. I am going to the market. Where are you going? They are my brothers. Who are they? My father will return home at 5 p.m. When will your father return? Next, write an exclamatory word from the box given below for each situation. You find a corn on the street. So the exclamatory word will be wow. You slip and fall. You slip and fall. Ouch! When you fall down, it gets hurt. You just automatically from our mouth the word comes ouch. Your pet dies. Alas. Your best friend wins the race. Hooray! You tell your friends to be quiet. Hush. You met a neighbor on the street. Hello. When you meet a friend, someone or anyone in the street, you greet as hello. Now this D1, read each sentence given below and write whether it's a simple question, a command, or an exclamatory mark. This I will be giving you as homework. The worksheet that has been given to you all, please copy the questions in your notebook and solve it and write down, complete your work. Thank you.